Interoception is basically our ability to know what's happening inside our.
Good evening and welcome to the first official live stream that we are doing as a spiritual practitioner, tiptoeing out into the solo practitioner world. And yes, you read that right, the spiritual spinster. I'm Reverend Robert Nashak, and I'm so delighted to be here this evening and creating this experience with those who are here live. And I can see my friend Leah is here, and my friend Kathleen, thank you so much for joining. And if you are joining us on YouTube or on our Facebook page, please remember to hit like and subscribe so that you can find out when we are doing more events as Spiritual Spinster. Now, before we go any farther, I just wanted to give a little background to that name, which has been out. I've had it out there on a couple of social media sites, but really kicked it into higher gear in the last couple of days because it comes from a place of practicality that ends up working, I think, quite beautifully for the kinds of work that I would like to pursue as a solo practitioner. And it's a play on words, of course, which is also cool, I think. But it comes from a space of practicality, as I said, and it is because a while back I was researching SoundCloud accounts where I could post both the dance music mixes that I make that I use for listening pleasure and for the spinning classes that I teach. And I also wanted a space where I could load the sermons that I regularly do and meditations, like this one that I've done for the Institute for Spiritual Development in Washington, D.C. And the Pro account on SoundCloud offers unlimited uploads. And so knowing that I could upload both or all of my dance music mixes as well as all of my sermons was very attractive, but it was disparate in its content, right? So just thinking about how I might unite it, and I spin music as a bedroom DJ, and I teach spinning classes, and I'm also a minister, so put them all together and you get spinster. Now, what I've also am interested in doing is kind of migrating. I've done some work with the Soulfire name as well, and still do very much believe in the lighting of that fire within. And so the logo has little spinning flames because it really is about igniting this, and like a chakra spinning, we get that energy flowing and we get our inspiration going. So we want to fan our soul flames and fuel our soul fire, and in a variety of ways. And this meditation this evening is just one of those ways that I look forward to working with many of you out there. So thank you so much for joining tonight. You'll see that it looks very similar to meditations if you've come from the Institute for Spiritual Development that we've been doing in the last couple of years, thanks to COVID. And I will mix things up, I think, as we move along, but excited that this is the result of a couple of years of playing around with what I wanted to use as a set and creating a space that I find peaceful and warm and engaging and kind of, nice to look at. So here we are tonight, ready to discover some more of what Spirit has to say to us. Now, I want to reinstate a ritual that we used to do when we were meeting live at the Institute for Spiritual Development in DC for our Wednesday evening meditations, and that is to set an intention or to ask a question this evening of the cards, however we choose to meditate or whatever we use as our guide for the meditation. And so you don't have to take a slip of paper, but if you would like, I'm going to invite you to take a moment to just think about what question you might ask of Spirit as we enter into meditation this evening. And just write it down if you want, and fold it up and put it in your hand, because we'll want to reflect on that question as we hear information from the Earth Magic Cards booklet, as well as when we go into meditation. And then I am going to, at the end of our meditation, as I often did in person at the Institute for Spiritual Development, gather all of those intentions from you through the ether, so virtually. We're going to just transfer that energy, and I made one slip of paper that includes everyone's intentions that I will burn and send out into the universe when we're done, just like we've done quite a while ago at the church where I was leading the meditations on Wednesday night. So it allows us to get a little focus and allows us to frame our message that we get from the books that we're working with, from the Earth Magic cards, or any number of the decks that I am hoping to explore with you in this new paradigm. So, welcome again. Thank you for being here. And if you have anything, I'm going to just take a moment and check the chat of YouTube and say hello to anyone who may be watching there. Again, either virtually or on the recording or in real time. So, if you're on Zoom, you are muted now, but I will actually lift the mute when we're done here, and hopefully we can say hello and just gather and maybe share some reflections on what we went through or what we saw this evening, if you so choose. So, everyone's intentions I'm going to use as we meditate this evening, holding it with me, keeping it close to me, and then lighting it into the flames, into the air as we this evening. Because I love the cards and because it is, officially spring, and these cards represent the Earth's energies and so many of the Earth's events and experiences, we will once again use the Earth Magic cards that we have been using for quite a while now in previous Wednesday evening meditations. And then I've got some ideas about exploring some other card decks and mixing it up a little bit, maybe discovering some new artwork and some new messages from some different oracle cards. So let us take a moment, first of all, if you haven't already, to think of your intention. Just reflect on it a moment. And then if you would like to write it down, great. If not, that's fine too. Take that intention and imagine it in the palm of your hand, and then imagine sending it to me when we're finished, so that I can add it to the energy of this billet, and we can burn and allow it to go into the universe and be manifest back with us. I will do the same. All right, so we have it. So now, as we draw these cards, perhaps you'll notice even more specifically how your question is being answered or addressed in the cards. Now, as always, I'm going to shuffle the cards, or what I call shuffling, and we'll draw the top card so that you all can know that I haven't been drawing into the deck using my own intuition to just pull out a card. Instead, pulling out a card that we've all agreed will be our card, which will be the guess I could mix it up and put a bottom card too. Right? But for this evening, it will remain the top card. So let's do it. I will shuffle. If you would like to hold up your hands to add your energy to the card so that we can gather it all from wherever you are watching, whenever you are watching, either on YouTube or Facebook Live or Zoom. Let's do this. Here we go. Top card is coming, folks. The Old Magician's Trick Tablet. Let's see what it says. It is. Ooh. Yes, indeed. Now, we have drawn this card several times. Milky Way. Perspective. Perspective is everything. Perspective is everything. So I am going to put this card where I can let you take a good look at it as I read more about it. If you would bear with me for one moment while I do so. There we go. So, Milky Way. Perspective. Let's see. Let's see. Milky Way. Perspective. The Milky Way is said to be one of billions of galaxies in the observable universe. It contains between 200 to 400 billion stars, the one most familiar to us being the Sun. The oldest star in our galaxy is 13.2 billion years old, said to be nearly as old as the universe itself. And the Earth is about 4.5 billion years old. Distances are measured in light years, and the Milky Way galaxy is believed to be 100,000 light years in diameter. The enormity and vastness stagger the mind and challenge the imagination, yet it also gives us some notion of where we fit in all this. Considered from this perspective, our usual frame of reference is to put to the task. We're faced with a choice of abandoning our myopic vision in favor of seeing and accepting the bigger picture, or we can just allow ourselves to be overwhelmed by a sense of smallness and helplessness. Yet know that we're composed of material from those very stars that inhabit the Milky Way. Thus, we're connected to Earth and the entire universe at all times, in life and in death. Oh, now I remember this. This is what the book says. You have lost your perspective, so it is time to step back, breathe, and allow yourself to detach in order to gain information from your senses and regain your perspective about the situation. Detachment does not mean that you no longer care. It simply indicates that you are looking at things from a different point of view. It is an outlook that is not clouded by emotions, judgment, or attachment to outcome, but instead maintains a non-reactive awareness of all these things. The witness, that internal aspect of yourself that simply observes everything in your life, offers his or her eyes here. Through these lenses of pure awareness, you can examine all aspects of your experiences, physical, emotional, and mental, without denying anything. By doing so, you will come to understand a greater perspective than is typically justified by the ego, which allows you to see what is before you with clear vision and an open mind. So who couldn't use a little perspective? I find this very exciting, most appropriate, and what is most important is the understanding that this is yet another opportunity for us to stop and assess where we are, to reflect on not only what is going on with us in a situation, but what might other people be experiencing as well. That kind of perspective is critical when building and nourishing relationships. And I'm certainly not one to claim that I have always managed to do this successfully, but I certainly believe in the aspiration of doing this. Getting perspective. What does it mean to be on a different side of something from where you are? Now, another thing about perspective, if you can indulge me about this, is that quite often I often enjoy experiencing or learning or understanding more about the other person's perspective, mostly because it helps me to learn more about them and more about what I don't know about others and the world, so that I can learn. I also am prone to often feeling like I have chosen to examine another perspective, and often feel like it's not really given back. Now, again, the very I think the primal part of me, the infant part of me, is claiming that I am only wanting to do this when someone else is doing it for me. But this is not about that. This is understanding, a deeper understanding that comes and that lifts us above the pettiness of the tit for tat that we often find ourselves in day-to-day living at work or at home with our spouses or with our kids. So gaining that perspective is just a moment to reflect. Just take a minute, a second. In that pause, in that breath, is the opportunity to understand and know more. Isn't that what we're here to do? To learn and understand and grow more. It seems so easy when you read it in an Oracle card book that you picked up at the store or had delivered to you. But applying it in life is something that I know that as the spiritual minister, I intend on helping all of us do, and all of us do it together. We want to fan those flames of our creativity, of our love, of our compassion. We want to fuel that fire of our passion and our purpose and our view of life. So join me on this journey. Thank you for being here. Let's think about doing some meditation, shall we? And as I love to encourage everyone to do, let's get comfortable. You make yourself comfortable whatever way works for you best. And try to make it so that you are maintaining some energy in your posture So if you're lying down, don't recline completely. Maybe you want to elevate your knees or your head, or whatever you need to do. Prop yourself up with pillows. Uh, whatever you need to do to be relaxed, to feel comfortable and safe in your own environment, and then to be able to let go and become relaxed and rejuvenated as we move through it together. Okay, so give me a second to do that. I move you to look at a place we can see the card more clearly once again. I'll pull out my handy meditation tool, my new toy. One of the things that I have enjoyed in recent months or in the last year is realizing, of course, that as we get older, we need to keep our synapses going and we need to keep learning. We need to keep using the part of our brain that teaches us something new. And I have learned on the periphery some instruments like the singing bowls and dabbled in drums, and now I have a new hand drum, a tongue drum that I just love. And so learning it has been fun, and I'm actually doing it concurrently with using Duolingo to learn Spanish. So trying to keep moving and to keep learning so that I don't become inert. So we're ready and we're set. And let's just start again by becoming aware of the breath as it enters into our body. Just allowing the tones of the tongue drum to guide you a little more deeply as you breathe into yourself. So let's inhale and exhale. Inhale again. And exhale. One more time, inhale and exhale. Now as our breathing returns to a natural state, allow each breath to make us more and more relaxed. More and more safe. Let's just take a long moment to start from the bottoms of our feet. Just focus on them physically. And as we do, let's imagine that there's a little white light right at the bottoms of our feet. A white light that warms them and comforts them. And then almost if on cue, allows them to slowly dissolve temporarily into the ether. Your essence remains. Your physical body is going to have a little break for the next few minutes. So that white light allows those feet to just dissolve. And as our feet dissolved, let us imagine that white light just moving up our legs, our calves and our shins, warming them and comforting them. And then they dissolve, leaving the essence, leaving the presence, but removing the physical body. And just allow the imagery to move up through our knees and our thighs, and our hips, and our stomach, and our chest, just moving up, warming it, and as it relaxes, it just fades into the ether. Up through our shoulders, and out, down our arms, and our elbows and our hands, just getting warm so pleasantly and then dissolving into the ether. As it moves up our neck and our chin, and our lips, our teeth, our cheeks, and our nose warm so pleasantly, and then just fade into the ether. We're still there. We're still here. We are just allowing that physical body to take a break that is not sleeping, a break that actively releases our essence and our presence. Imagine our eyes dissolving after they've warmed, and our forehead and our ears. And finally our crown. And now completely dissolved, we sense our essence. We can still feel the sensations of our body, but it is relaxed. The body is not commanding us, having us respond. For we are now the witness spoken of in this passage about Milky Way. We are the witness. We are not our body. We animate our body. This is a moment to just become aware of our role, our true role, as an essence that occupies the physical world. We are so relaxed because without our bodies, there's nowhere to go. There's nowhere to physically have to be. Which means we can go anywhere in our mind's eye. We can go anywhere. In our car tonight, it's Milky Way, and it was about perspective. let us imagine ourselves choosing at this moment to seek perspective. We're in this space, in the ether. We find ourselves in that space, in space. No spaceship necessary. With our essence, we are here. We are here together. So if you can, just imagine the essence of the person who has joined us today. Maybe you know them. Maybe you're watching the recording and you don't know who was on at any other time, but you can sense the essence of those who have joined us in this moment. Let us greet each other in this space as essence. Because I'm close to those who have joined us in real time, my friends, my soul greets yours in this beautiful space. Ria, Angel, hello. Kathleen, hello. You've shared such wonderful experiences, such beautiful experiences with both of you and each of you. It's a joy to be in this space in the ether where I feel your presence so strongly. We are in space. We didn't have to do anything but arrive. I want you to think about that question that you asked. And what does being here in space, in the Milky Way, seeking to apply or realize a different perspective, is your question answered by the card? Does it ignite other questions? Is it the exact answer that you needed for that moment? So now I want you to just think, envision, gain information from more than just your mind. You asked a question. Most of us expect to hear an answer, literally an answer. Most likely in the form of words or a song even. What if the answer came to us? What if the insight came to us in another way? What if our sense of smell picked up a scent from childhood or another important, significant time in life and drew us back in? This childlike wonder. What if we just got clarity for that question? What if it was answered right away? Was the perspective that we were seeking or thought we were seeking? What is the perspective that we actually have gained in thinking about this? Can we see it clearly? Is a perspective of looking at the earth from this space as the big blue marble that it is? Or has this experience allowed us to let go of some of our old battles? Ones that were feeding us, but certainly weren't nourishing us. Quiet now. These last moments of our actual meditation. Your voice. It's the voice that says, "My beautiful, beautiful child, I love you. I love you. Here I am." We allow that voice to express its love to us. That love that is so much a part of our lives. The love that transcends our physical expressions of it. Transcends marriages, both good and troubled. Transcends relationships between siblings. Transcends till we're comfortable where it's come. The voice is honest, way more honest than we might be to ourselves, except that we realize we are that voice. the voice says to us, you have courage to understand, to know who you are, stand for yourself, speak for yourself. Perspective, perspective, perspective. What can we see here by having removed ourselves from our bodies? Can we see our bodies? Can we feel our bodies differently? What can we see on the earth that we haven't been able to see in our bodies or from the limited space of our bodies? How does perspective help us live that life of authenticity, the one we deserve, the life we deserve, because we all deserve it? What, from your perspective, is holding you from embracing this? This revelation is helpful, maybe a little annoying, but it offers us a side of an experience or a problem or a challenge or even a triumph that we've never seen before. And we know it. We know. We can see clearly, gain perspective, and understand our own lives by understanding others. Here in this Milky Way, that all we had to do was close our eyes to get to. Just let the tones drift you away for a few more moments. This quiet space, it's so beautiful. Be guided by it. Each tone taking us, whisking us through the Milky Way. Frolic here in this space, in the ether, where space, the stars, and the Milky Way just begin to dissolve around us. And as Dorothy did in The Wizard of Oz, we start to feel ourselves pulled back to our own space. Find ourselves ready to return to our bodies. question answered? Perspective? Does it solve any issues? Does it open up more issues? And if it does, is there a way to resolve? So let us return, choose to return to those physical selves after our little journey, our spaceshipless journey, our rocketless journey into the Milky Way, to gain perspective. So let's just imagine us returning our presence to the state that is hovering on the inside of the body, right where that heart chakra would be. And imagine the body that we left lying there strong and ready for our return, relaxed. And we're moving through our meditation by coming out of it on the other end. And in that end is some letter writing to decipher. Maybe some shows to watch. Let's return together, imagining ourselves kind of filling out our body from inside, from where that heart chakra is. So just imagine that light glowing and glowing brighter and brighter. And as it does, it feeds the inside of our bodies. We become our physical selves again from this spark that we've been, from this presence that we've been, filling out from our chest, filling out our shoulders and our hips at the same time, feeling it work its way through our thighs and our arms and our calves, shoulders and neck, ankle, our chin, our teeth and our ears, our face. If you usually wear a mask, just imagine yourself without it, healthy and strong. Let's take our 3 deep breaths together, quickly inhaling and exhaling. Again, inhale and exhale. And one more deep breath, inhale and exhale. Hello. Wow, I went there. I floated, I went to that universe, I felt our presences. I think I occupied my body, but I'm not sure. What a delight it was to be there with my pals who are here this evening in real time, and with everybody that joins us for one of the recordings in the future. A little trip to get that perspective. What did we learn? What was answered? Now that we're back, we could consciously apply that to our lives. Perhaps reflect on it before we go to sleep this evening or whenever, and to really pay attention to how it is realizing itself in the next week. Because I fully intend and am excited about being here yet again next week as spiritual spinister. spinning my magic, spinning your magic, fanning those flames and fueling our soul fire, creating other ways that we can do the same. Now, hopefully, you have sent me or can send me now that energy. Let me just absorb it and apply it to this billet. It has all of our energies, and you'll see I'll be joining it with one. I have my own, which I always would forget to do in the church. And in these final moments, let's just take a second to let them, allow them to move toward the sky, shall we? So gently. There it goes. More and more. All of our energies out into the universe. Our flames being fanned. Fire, our soul fire being fueled. So that's it. We're here. We're here, and we're going to stay here. We're going to be here. I've thought so long and hard about embarking on some solo projects, which I can do with ISD as a partner or alone, or with other community partners. So this is an exciting time. And I thank you for being a part of it and for being here during this auspicious evening. Again, looks familiar, and yet hopefully we can create something special and new together ourselves and send that fire into the world to create even more beauty and more inspiration. Have a wonderful evening. I look forward to seeing you again right here, this space, same time, same YouTube channel, same Facebook Live channel, and same soon next week. I love you.